98.7 FM. What's up? It's Darren. Joining me on the phone now in celebration of Mexican Independence Day is Joby from Mariachi el Bronx. What's up, dude?
Hey.
I hear you guys are gearing up for a show at the Foos tonight.
Yes, we are. We are in Kansas City.
So how does that happen that you guys explain the process. Do you get a phone call? Do you get an email? How are you approached about opening up for the Foos?
Well, we have, I don't know if you're aware of this, we also have a punk band called the Bronx.
Right.
And initially they had invited us to go on tour, but it didn't work out like that because we had previous engagements. And this record came out, and then they asked us to come on tour again with them in this band. So I think it was a phone call or it's probably an email. Nobody uses phones anymore except for you and I.
Right. So they originally wanted the Bronx.
Yes.
And then they saw Mariachi el Bronx is kind of the alter ego of the Bronx, and they saw that and they're like, we like that too. Come out as that band.
We played a couple of shows. They did some secret shows, I think, for when their album came out around the Los Angeles area, and we played a couple of those with them. And now 6 months later, we're on tour with them.
Now I've talked about this a lot on air here in LA that easily my favorite album of the year is Mariachi el Bronx.
Oh, thanks, man. Thank you very much.
And I don't say that to anybody or everybody unless I mean it. So I'm hoping that in SoCal, obviously you guys are from here, and there's such a huge Hispanic Latino influence, and just the mariachi sound, the undertone of that is just so prevalent down here, and the rock element that you guys have added is just a perfect combination.
Oh, thank you very much, man.
Yeah, let's go back to the beginning. You guys are a band called the Bronx, and then how does it evolve into Mariachi el Bronx?
Nothing really. It's just it's a style of music we all really like playing. I think the one thing in common, the common thread I think within our group, and probably the only common thread, is our two of our favorite bands growing up and still to this day are Black Flag and Los Lobos.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty obvious with the types of music that we put out. And it's just something we really enjoy. And, it's obviously being in Southern California, it's pretty hard to escape that sound. It's everywhere you go. And it's just something that we just decided that we really wanted to do. Probably the catalyst to doing that was we were asked to do unplugged versions of one of our heavier songs. And that, to me, is... it was probably knee-jerk reaction to that. I could not stand those unplugged albums that were all the rave in the 90s.
Right.
Those?
Yeah, the storyteller sessions and that kind of stuff.
Exactly. And I'm not saying that, heavy music is heavy for a reason, and it's very interesting when people, do acoustic renditions of their songs, but it's always driven me crazy. So we decided to rework one of our numbers in a mariachi style, and that was probably the thing that kicked off. And we decided to make an album, and we decided to make another album that just came out.
Yeah, and isn't one of the guys in the Bronx the son of one of the guys in Los Lobos?
Yes, that would be Vincent Hidalgo. His dad is David Hidalgo, the singer.
Okay,
one of the singers. All of them sing. The main dude. Yeah.
So obviously there's a strong tie to that band, and being one of the band's favorites, it obviously a good influence.
Absolutely. We were fortunate enough on our first record, David came in and played a bunch of stuff on it. And, man, you want to talk about a talented musician. Just smoked everything. It was really, I was very happy that he came in and played with us. And, that guy's talented, man. It makes you want to quit.
Does he appear on the album?
Yes.
Which track is he?
Not on the second one. He played a lot on our first record.
Okay. And on this most recent self-titled album, by the way, who came up with the cover of it? It's like a homage to LL Cool J with the...
that would be me. I do all the artwork for the band.
That was insane. And I need a T-shirt, too. We're looking at your merch.
All right. I know some people that know some people. I could probably get you one.
That's sick, yeah. So who is the mariachi band that appears on one of the instrumental tracks?
That is an all-female mariachi group called Mariachi Reina de los Angeles. They play Wednesdays and Sundays out in El Monte at a restaurant called Cielito Lindo. Really phenomenal group. They actually won a Latin Grammy last year for Best Ranchera Act, and they came in and guested on that song. It was really awesome to see them play. They're the real deal.
Yeah, and in recognition of Mexican Independence Day, I think I'm going to play that in and out of commercials today.
Nice.
That song, and we're also playing Revolutionary Girls today. Throughout the day as kind of our new music discovery, a feature we do here all the time on 98.7. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Killer.
And now, have you guys ever been, out to, where is it? Mariachi Plaza.
Oh yeah, absolutely. When we first started doing this band, I went down there. And
real quick, for those that don't, I just want to throw in, for those that don't know, the Mariachi Plaza it's in Boyle Heights, right?
Right, correct.
And it's kind of a
Home Depot of mariachi.
Exactly. I was just going to say that. Kind of your Costco, your one-stop shop for all your mariachi needs.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you went down there?
When we first stared doing this, we tour a lot, and so I definitely took some lessons on YouTube, but I ended up, I was like, it was kind of, there's only so much you can get out of that. And I went down there one day and gave this old cholo $20, and he showed me a couple things. Probably actually showed me all I know.
Yeah, right. And then that was kind of, because we actually, I went down there to find a mariachi band. We used to, Ozo Motley.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who obviously you guys probably know just from being in LA, used to do a show on our station, and I had to go down there and get a band, and if you've never been down there, it's a great experience to go down to Boyle Heights to Mariachi Plaza and talk to some of those guys. And
cool.
Yeah, just some fantastic musicians. I mean, for guys that kind of just live gig to gig, I mean, they're brilliant.
Oh yeah, man, they just smoke everybody.
Yeah.
They spent their lives doing that, and it's interesting, I think, being like a touring musician, obviously there's like a built-in, you go on tour, there's clubs and, places you play. Like, there's no circuit for that. You know what I mean?
Well, and that's what, and I've mentioned this on air a little bit, and just in talking to people about your record, is that I feel like there's a lane for that sound, and it's a party music. It's happy hour music. It's hanging out with your friends and barbecued on the weekend music, and I think there's a lane for that, just like there is for Mumford & Sons bringing in the banjo or bringing in the harmonica to music. I mean, it's just kind of a different twang that I just don't think people are as exposed to it, but I think if they were, people would dig it.
It's interesting. I think like the internet has done like amazing things for music, both good and bad. I think, people are inundated with such a barrage of the exact same band, the exact same records that have come out, and it's pretty exhausting, and music is so accessible through the internet that I think it's, a lot of things have run their course, and I think now it's time that people are really, excited about new music and different things, because certain things have just been slammed down their throat for years, and, now they have a choice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. I mean, and I obviously commend you guys for doing it. And, you've had the Leno appearance. What other, obviously on tour with Foos and Cage the Elephant, you guys are going to be through here in October back in LA, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Playing the Forum.
We just did Yo Gabba Gabba. I don't know if you know that show.
I know. Well, our midday guy has kids, so he's always talking about Yo Gabba Gabba.
There you go. We'll be appearing on the Halloween, this upcoming Halloween. And that was awesome. I got to meet Christian Hosoi and Steve Caballero. They were there with their families. It was wild. 12-year-old Joby was really excited.
Do you have kids?
Oh, I got two.
You do? Okay.
I got a 4-year-old and a 5-month-old.
Nice. Yeah, that's great. So obviously that ties in well. They got to be stoked that Dad's on that album.
Yeah, my daughter's head popped off.
Yeah. Now, let me kind of put a hypothetical question out there. Is there ever a day that you guys as a band would choose, we're just going to focus on El Bronx, or we're going to just be the Bronx? Do you guys ever, because haven't you guys done some shows where you've opened up for yourself?
We do that a lot, actually.
Yeah.
I think our last full United States tour, we took out both bands. It's interesting. It's the initial idea of what we wanted to do with a group was to have two functioning bands within one band. Mm-hmm. I think, that's hard to categorize something like that. So press has dubbed it an alter ego or a side project, things of that nature. That was never our intention, and it's always, the same guys are in each band. Obviously, there's more in the mariachi group than there is the punk band, but it's kind of all-inclusive. It's like the guys in the mariachi band do stuff for the punk band, like, violin players, like now our lighting guy.
Right.
Things like that. So it's kind of just a big group of us that kind of go wherever. And, certain places like Sweden, Hispanic culture has never existed there. And people don't really understand. yeah, they're like, oh wow, you guys dress up like the Three Amigos. That's funny.
Yeah.
And you're just like,
Yeah.
But other countries like Australia are extremely open to new sounds and new music, and so it's just different, But it's kind of a traveling caravan of a bunch of dudes, and they kind of go wherever